Alright, so we're going to begin our discussion talking about this form of a line, which you all know and love, called point-slope form. Anybody remember actually what it is, point-slope form? Rachel, what is it? Yeah, she is exactly right. She said y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, what is the y1 and the x1? What does that part represent? That is, yeah, that's your point. Whatever point that you've been given, it'll be x1 comma y1. So that's where your point goes. Very, very simple. And what does the m represent, everybody? The slope, of course. This one, it's always the slope. So very, very nothing new that we haven't seen here before. So, yeah, this form is extremely useful if you are given a point and a slope, like I'm going to do right now, okay? I'm going to give you a point, and the point that I'm going to give you is the point negative 5 comma 2. And the slope that I'm going to give you is 3/5. And I'd like you to write the equation of the line. This is a very, very standard question that you ask year after year. And many students don't actually take advantage of the fact that point-slope form is really, really simple. Okay, so I'm going to move up so everybody can see. I'm going to go to here. So all I have to do is say, well, y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. Well, this is my x1 and this is my y1, so I can easily just go, okay, well, y minus 2 has to be 3/5 times x plus 5. And you know what? You don't have to go any further. That is point-slope form. That is a line, right? There it is right there. Now, if you wanted to, you could distribute that 3/5, and you could move everything to one side and solve for y, and that would give you what form if you kept going? That would give you slope-intercept. Very good, right? But I want to highlight this one for a moment and just say, well, that is enough to suffice for an equation of a line. Okay? Yeah. So, standard form, ax plus by is equal to c. A, b, and c are real numbers. Okay? And that's how you say elements of the real. So, that means they're real numbers. So, you can't have complex numbers in there like i's or whatnot. Okay? So, they got to be real numbers. And a and b cannot both be 0, because if they were, then you'd have the constant, and that wouldn't be line for us, okay? So standard form. Why is this useful? Why would anybody in the world ever use standard form? What's this used for? Anybody know? No, it's not quadratic. It's used for quick sketches. Okay, so that's one great use for this. It's used to make a really quick, accurate sketch. So let me give you an example. Alright, so we have this. 3x plus 5y is equal to 15. This is in standard form, right? Is with that? Okay. So now, think about this. To get the x-intercept, I'm going to let y equal 0. To get the x-intercept, let y equal 0. So if I do that, here's what I have. I have 3x is now equal to 15. How come? Where'd the y go? It's 0, because anytime 0 goes away, right? So what does that give me? X is equal to what? 5. X is equal to 5. So therefore, I have a coordinate point where I have 5, comma 0, because y was equal to 0 at the beginning. That was fast, wasn't it? Yeah. Very, very good. So what's my next move going to be? To get the y-intercept, we're going to do let x equal 0. So that means I have this. I have 5y is 15. So that means that y has to be 3. So therefore, I have the point 0, comma 3. So look at that. In no time at all, by using standard form, I have two very important points on this graph. So I have 2 points. I have 5, 0. So if I plot that, it'll go 5, comma 0. That's this one. That's my x-intercept. Right? Now the other one I have is 0, 3. So go up to 0, 3. There you go. That's all you need to sketch your line. Okay, so I've given the equation y equals 6x minus 2, and I want to go parallel through the point 1, negative 3. Yeah? No. Oh, you have a question? Okay. So what slope do I want to use if it's going to be parallel? Yeah, I want to use the slope that's going to be the same as this one, so I'm going to use 6. And if I'm given a slope and I'm given a point, what form should I use? Point-slope form. There you go. So we're going to go y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So plugging what we got here, I got y, this is x, this is y. So I'm going to look like y plus 3 equals 6 times and x minus 1. Do you guys agree with that? Okay, and that's it. You can stop after that. Right? If you want to keep going, you can, but there is an equation that is parallel to it. Now, if I specifically ask, okay, make sure it's in slope-intercept form, well, then you got to keep going, right? But if I don't ask, then, hey, man, you're good, all right? And then for b, let's see here. I'm going to give you an equation. I'm going to give you this one right here. Y equals, how about negative 4x plus 2/3. And I want to go, I want to find the equation line that's perpendicular and passes through the point 8, 5. Okay, so what slope would I use in this case if I want perpendicular? A positive 1/4. Very good. And I have this point there. So again, I'm going to say y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And I'm going to get this. Y minus 5 equals 1/4 times an x minus 8. All right. Okay, what is a scatter plot? I know you've seen one before. What is a scatter plot? Anybody know? Oh, don't know? Yeah? What do you think?
Plot points on there, and they're kind of scattered.
Yeah, okay. So a scatter plot is basically a graph that represents two sets of data as an ordered pair. Two sets of data as an ordered pair. So there's 5 that we're going to take a look at, okay? And here is the first one, and it's going to look something like this. So can you guys see my little green dots here? Can you guys see that? Okay, so you want put those on the plane there. I'll use a little darker here for this next one. I'll use like purple, okay? And then there's this right here. This is another kind of scatter plot. Okay. Here's another kind of scatter plot. Okay. Here's another kind of scatter plot here. And then here's the final one over here. Okay? So there we go. So these are types of scatter plots, and this is pretty much all that we could have. Alright? This first one over here, and I'll let these out in like orange and red for you. This one over here, this is what we call a strong negative correlation. Strong negative correlation. Okay, first of all, why do you think that it's called a strong? Of those 3 words, there are strong, negative, and correlation. Why strong? Isabel, what do you think? It's really tight. Yeah, those dots are close together, man. That's strong. They're tight. They're like friends, right? They're close together. Okay, what do you think this one's called over here? This next one, yeah. Yeah, we call that weak. Yeah, somewhat strong, so we'll call that a weak negative correlation. Now, we didn't talk about this. Why do you think we call it negative? Why? Oh, because does that have anything to do with slope? Oh, yeah, okay, so slope's negative. Okay, so that has something to do with it. Okay, skip the one in the middle. Let's go all the way to the one over on the right. On the right-hand side, what do you think we'd call this one? Strong positive correlation. Okay, it has a strong positive correlation. What about that one that's second to the right? A weak positive correlation. Okay, now take a guess. What would that middle one be? No correlation. There you go. I cannot infer anything there. No correlation from this one. So this is how we describe these sort of scatter plots here. All right? And what we're going to do next is we're actually going to make one in the calculator. We have some data here. Number of hours you spend online, and then we have test scores. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a scatter plot in our calculator, and I'm going to show you how to get something called a trend line. Okay? Yeah, this is some data, yeah. This is a little bit of data here. So take calculators out and go to y equals and clear anything that's already in there. Yeah. Can you guys get all those? Okay, I'll use the calculator and I'll plug them in with you. Okay. So clear anything that's already in there. And what you're going to do, the very first thing that you're going to do is I'm going to go back to the home screen, which is just second quit. And I'm going to make sure I start on a blank screen. So I'm starting here, blank screen, clear everything out. Y equals button, make sure nothing's in there too. If there is, just hit the delete button, it goes away, or the clear button.
Should the plots be selected?
Hold on, don't worry about any of that stuff. I'll get you there, okay? Alright, here we go. So what you're going to do now, the very first thing you're going to do is, do you see this stat button? It's right there. Nope, just see the red button, the stat button. The red button will always tell you the very last button I pushed on my screen, so you can find it easily, okay? So there's that stat button. Do you see we have a couple of options here? We have edit, calc, and blah, blah, blah. We're going to push edit. It's already selected for us, so just push the enter button, okay? And, oh, look at that. You should have a list here. Now, yours is actually blank. Mine is filled in because I did this last class, okay? So in list 1, you're going to enter in number of hours you spend online. And there's the list right there. So just push 0 and then enter, and then the list will appear. And so go ahead and take some time and fill in your list, okay? All right, now that our list is entered, okay, list 1 represents number of hours you spend online. List 2 represents our score on a test, all right? What we're going to do now is we're actually going to make a scatter plot. So here's, in order to make a scatter plot, you have to go to press the second button and then the y equals button, which is right here, which is right above it. So second and then y equals. And notice that you actually have to turn your plot on in order for make this work. So you want to go to option 5, okay? I just push the option 5 and then push enter to make sure that your stat plots are on. So 5 enter. Okay? So you see that move? Everybody good? Wait, what? Okay, good. So second stat plot, go to option 5, right here. Right above it. And then push 5, and then push enter. Boom. Okay? Page here. So now, then, here you guys. Go to, we're going to actually graph this now, okay? So we're going to hit the zoom button. I just did it twice, just to show. Don't worry about it, okay? There's a zoom button. And check out option 9. What's it say? Zoom stat. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Zoom stat. So push the 9 button, and it gives you a scatter plot right away. And it automatically formats your screen for you. Okay, so we have a scatter plot. Okay, I'm going to take it one step further for you guys. One step further. You need to learn how to make a trend line, right? Here's what we're going to do. This is how you make a trend line. So everyone's looking at this screen, correct? Get to this screen right here, okay? All right, from here, we're going to push the stat button. And you can see where the stat button is in the middle of my screen there. Look right on the red button. See? Got it? Okay. Now, we're going to go over to calc. So we're going to move to the right arrow, and we're going to do calc. We're going to pull up the calc tab. Okay? Look at option 4. What's it say? Linreg. Yeah, that means a linear regression line in the form of ax plus b. The a is going to be what, you guys? The slope. The b is going to be what, you guys? The y-intercept. So we're going to push option 4. Just push the button 4. Okay? Now you see this screen. What the calculator is asking you, it's like, well, do you want the X list to be list 1? And this calculator is smart enough to know that you have only 2 lists in your calculator right now, list 1 and list 2. So X is your list 1, which represents hours online. Y is list 2, which represents your test score. Okay? So we just say yes. We just push enter one time, and it keeps going down. Push enter again. Frequency we list, don't worry about that. Don't worry about storing it anywhere. Hit calculate, highlight it, and push enter one more time. And eventually, this is what pops up on your screen. That's fine. Okay? Then you might have maybe entered one number off than what we did. Instead of a 75, maybe you put a 74. How many people have this exactly? Hands up. See what I mean? Yeah. All right. So now, what does this mean? This is the linear regression line of best fit for your data. So somebody remember this. It's negative 8.3 and then plus 98. Is that cool? So watch this. We're going to go back to y equals. And notice there's nothing in there yet, right? But we're going to punch in a negative 8.3 x, because we're going to put in the linear line, and then plus 98. The negative is the one below the 3. X is below the mode button. Okay? This is why that scavenger hunt was so useful, right? Okay. Alright, so once you have this, hit the graph button and check it out. You will see your scatter plot, and you will see a linear regression line, which is also called the line of best fit, okay? Which takes all that data and sort of gives you the best fit line that you possibly can make. Okay? It's very, very cool. So you need to know how to do that. Okay? You need to know that process. And this is being recorded right now, so if you need to go back and watch box number 7 from the lesson, make a note on your notes right now. Watch box number 7, okay? So, what can we make? What kind of a statement can we make based on the trend line, what can you tell me? Yeah, the more hours you spend online, the less, the lower your test score will be, right? That's what it is. Would you call this a strong or weak correlation? Weak, strong, I don't know. Okay, whatever you guys think. It's the dots, the dots. Okay. Okay, so I've given you some data. Here's your data. I've given you years, and I've given you cost in dollars per gallon, right? So what's your hunch going to be when we make this trend line? What's your hunch going to be? As the year goes on, cost goes up. Okay, that's pretty much what we're saying. So how do we import all this data, and how do we make some sense out of it in the calculator? So here we go.
My plots are off.
Your plots are off?
Instead of the beginning, how you put the plot
Okay, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Just follow what I'm going to do right now, okay? So we're going to go to the list. So hit stat. Okay. We're going to do edit. Now we're going to put different numbers in for list 1 and list 2, right? So here's the numbers we're going to put in. We're going to do 1998. So 1998. Just push enter and it replaces it. And then we had 2000. 2000. Push enter. It replaces it. Then we had 2002. Push enter. It replaces it. You guys get it? Tick by your silence. You guys get it?
What about the leftover numbers? Just
Yeah. 2006, and then we have 2008. 2008. Boom. Yeah, how do we get those numbers out of there? Hit the delete button. Hit the delete button. Hit the delete button. Okay. Now you want list 2. Let's put list 2 in there. Here's a cool thing you can do. You can go all the way up to list 2 and hit clear. Push enter. And it clears them all out for you. So you can do that too as well. Whatever you want to do. Okay? 2.57. I don't know. 2.83.
I thought it was, wait, I thought it was 2.65. Yeah, it was 2.65.
What did I do? Oh, what should it be? Okay, 2.65. I'm with you. Whatever. What was the next one?
2.89.
2.89?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. I don't remember what I wrote down. What was the next one? 3? Next one. 3.01. Next one. 3.20. Next one. 3.77. Enter. Okay, are we good? Sweet, we're good. Okay, now, from here, our stats are already on. Our plots are already on, right? I'm going to push the y equals button, though, and I want to clear this one out because I don't want that one on my screen. So let's go to y equals and clear it out. Okay, so from here, we can go zoom 9, and it should just work because our stat plots are already on. Okay.
4.
Yeah, 4, exactly. Stat calc 4. List 1 and list 2. Becca's usually probably going to say list 1 and list 3. That's okay.
It's not saying.
I'll reset your whole calculator for you.
And then you just go down to
Calculate and boom. There you go. Okay, we have, this is what we're seeing here. Now, let's graph this on top of our scatter plot. So we're going to do negative, or sorry, 0.09 x and then a negative 184.1. So go to y equals. We're going to do a 0.09 x and then it was minus what? 184. The x is this button here. See it? Right there. Okay, I'll delete this now so you see it. Okay, then hit graph.
It's coming.
There it is, 0.09x minus 184. Did I do that right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So there we go, hit graph.
Yeah, nothing.
Is it working for you guys?
No.
I'm not getting mine either.
It's supposed to be negative.
I thought it was 0.01. I thought you maybe got the number.
Hey, there we go, we figured it out, Hey, way to persevere through solving a problem, okay? So the issue was this. In our list, wherever it was, we had to actually put in years from 1998. So 0 years, 2 years, 4 years, all the way down. And then, sweet, there we got it. Okay, so what kind of statement can you make? Yeah, As the years go on, there's a positive, strong or weak correlation. There's a strong positive correlation in the increase in cost of gallons for gas, okay?